Hey everybody, this is Luke Patrick at the iPhone and today we're going to be looking at Live365, which is a new music streaming service from Live365.com, which offers a whole host of actual Djed radio stations. That's the trick to this app. It's catch and hook. So let's go ahead and check this out. Tap the icon, boot it up. There's the splash screen, Live365. Alright, and here's your home screen. We've got all the available features right here. Everything was nicely laid out and very clear and concise. I liked it. I had no problem getting straight into things without reading any kind of how-to or instructional thing, and barely even looking at the App Store description. So I like that because I don't like instructions. Alright, and as you can see here along the bottom, we've got settings, which is good. We'll get more into this later, but first let's go back to the home. And like I said, the boon of this app is the fact that it offers actual Djed stations in comparison to things like Pandora or Slacker Radio or even uTunes, things like that. The difference is that the song selections are picked by actual people who would presumably know the preferences of the people listening to the station, hence radio station. So let's go ahead and check that out, since that's the main feature involved here. And as you can see, there are a ton of different genres available. I was very impressed with the amount of music that's here for you to look at. They have everything from metal to jazz, a little bit of pop, even reggae, soundtrack music, and classical, things like that. It was all very nice. So let's say we want to listen to, let's get street and do some hip-hop. That sound good? As you can see, within each genre, they've got different subsections of that style of music. For instance, here we've got a little bit of alternative rap, indie hop, I'm assuming, Dirty South, East Coast, freestyle, gangster rap. Get your Jeezy on there. It's all very nice, and there's a lot of music. Like I said, they boast over 1,000 stations for you to listen to, and those are the free stations. So let's go ahead and check out Dirty South. That sounds fun. As you can see here, some of the stations are highlighted in white, as opposed to some which are in gray. And the difference is that the gray stations can only be accessed after purchasing a 365 subscription, which starts at about $8 a month and goes to as little as $6. If you don't want to do that, all of the available highlighted stations are free to play, and this app is free in the App Store, so that comes out as 0 + 0 free for the grand total. So let's give you a taste of what this sounds like. We'll do this one at the top. Why not? Here it goes. You can see it's loading along the bottom. A little bit of album art here.
What's good? It's your boy K, straight out of Bragg County, Florida.
And as you can see, we've got some volume slider here.
It's not just music, it's a movement.
Works very well. We're going to go ahead and mute this. Actually, I didn't think about this. The language might be not appropriate for children. I apologize. We're going to go ahead and do that. But it sounds good. As you can see, this is ad supported. The free version does include ads. If you get a subscription, these will go away. We've got your stop setting right here. Turned up just a little bit. I feel bad not giving you something right. If you hit stop, it will, of course, stop the music, and it can be started again with the play button. However, this is not a pause function like what's available in Pandora, because these are live shows. This one's straight out of Memphis, Tennessee, as you can see. That rhymed. So, like I was saying, this is not a pause function, so if you hit play again, it is going to have to load. Or, these buttons are not fast forward or rewind. These are to actually change to the next station that's available. Now we're on to Blaze. You can see the album art changed. And the music did too, presumably. And then if I hit play, it will load it. There you go. You've also got the available functions to post what you're listening to Twitter, or to Facebook, or to email. You can email your friends with what you're listening to. And here you can get information about the track itself. You can presumably buy this from iTunes, or add the station to your presets to listen to later. As well, you can say, I liked this track to the DJ, or that you didn't like it. Or you can send the DJ an actual comment, which is the digital equivalent of calling into the station, which I thought was a great touch. Alright, enough of that. It works, it sounds great. I had no real problems with it. Sorry, I accidentally hit that again. Alright, so now we've got this now playing button at the top because I've accidentally left this open. We can just go back and shut that down. Alright, enough of that. Let's go home. Alright, and then to get into the settings, if you're an audiophile like me and you like your music high quality, there are connection settings here, which I thought was great. You can set it to solid 3G in case you're out and about. You can set it to Wi-Fi if you're at home, or you can prefer higher audio quality, which is a very good touch. It adds a certain amount of professional quality to the app. And likewise, you can set the theme of the app. I've got it set to just the basic black at the moment, but you can do brown or blue or burgundy, not Ron. And the rest of these are pretty self-explanatory. So let me just give you a quick rundown. Basically, I was extremely impressed with what Live 365 had to offer. I'm not a big fan of things like Pandora or Slacker Radio or anything like that, just because they never seem to get my taste preferences right. However, I am a fan of the traditional radio station, you know, the kind that you listen to in your car. Not that anybody still does that. But I liked this app because of that. I've always liked the availability of online streaming services that radio stations are now offering, and this compiles all of them into one convenient place, which is a very nice touch, and it's in a professional packaging. Because of these features, I'm going to give Live365 a 5-star rating and a hearty recommendation. I think it has everything a good music lover would want, and it works. I like it. So with that, I'm going to say thanks for tuning in. This has been Luke Patrick with the iPhoneAppReview.com, and we'll check you guys later. Thanks.